This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so today's agenda is we are going to start with the Linux or commonly known as Unix operating system. Okay, so Linux was born due to the birth of C programming language. Okay, so as you are a engineering graduate, you might have already know why we may use a programming language. Okay, it is basically to interact with the hardware. Okay, very simple. So simultaneously let me open a um, just a second. I'm going to open a drive paint or a whiteboard to understand. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you as well. So I'm going to start with the new diagram. Okay.
Okay.
Um, so I'm going to okay, I'm going to share this classroom. Okay, first I'm going to mention one hardware. Okay. Imagine this is a some any hardware. Okay. Or okay, so this is one hardware. Then this is a man. So this is a human. Okay, so we humans understand only what kind of language? We understand only if it is in the form of English, right?
English.
We
Mm.
understand only simple English or sentence like language. Okay, for example, hi, hello, right? So we understand this kind of language. Okay, but whereas now coming to this hardware, they don't understand this kind of language. They understand only sequence of zeros and ones like this. You getting the point?
Yes.
So these understand only sequence of zeros and ones. Okay, now as you can see in the diagram clearly, so there is a barrier between a man and a hardware. But you need hardware to get the job done. So what kind of job? So you need a hardware to store your files. You need hardware to store your any information, whether audio, video, files, simple files, right? And also you need hardware for your computing power, for speed. So you need CPU. But if you don't know this sequence of zeros and ones, then how will you tell the hardware to reserve a memory? You're getting it? So that is when there was one intermediary language human invented, that is called as high level language. Okay, so he invented something known as HLL, that is high level language. Okay, HLL means high level language. Okay,
Okay.
he invented the high level language. But again, as you can see, this high level language was C, C++, okay, Java, or etc. Initially, only these were the two languages. Okay, but again, this high level language, even though we are putting some efforts and we have gone from hi hello to C C++, like include stdio.h, then print C. So we all have learnt in engineering days, right? But even then, this language is not understandable by the hardware. So they needed a compiler. So compiler means a intermediary software which can convert, okay, whatever the code I am writing. So this will, what it will do, what this compiler will do. So this compiler will convert my code into this. And what is this language called? This is called as MLL, that is machine level language. Okay, you're getting my point.
Yes.
So this is what is a compiler. So this compiler will do the job. And this, what is the job of this compiler? Only to convert. It will run the code, it will compile, it check for any errors, and then if there are no errors, then it will get the job done by saying it to the hardware. Or in other words, simple words, if I had to say, so let me take another example. So now I have two men. So I am an Indian, okay, and now there is another guy who is a Chinese. So he is Chinese, I am Indian. I know only Indian language, Hindi or Kannada. He know only Chinese. Okay. So whatever I am speaking to him in Kannada or Hindi, whatever he will not understand, right? Isn't it? Or if he is saying something in Chinese, I will not understand. So I will go crazy, right? So we, so what is the compiler? The compiler is a middleman, okay, or you can say that person who knows both languages. This guy knows Hindi and English, sorry, English and Chinese, or Kannada and Chinese. So whatever I am telling him, he will hear and he will translate to this Chinese guy. The same job is done by the compiler. You're getting the point.
Yes.
Understand? So whatever I am
Yes.
saying, so he will convert it into Chinese. So for example, you can consider as a Google translator. So you have seen Google translator, right?
Yes.
So for example, if I say anything in Hindi, so it will auto detect. So I am saying Hindi, hi, and if you say in Chinese, so it will convert like this. Getting the point. So
Yeah.
I will say hi here, and he will hear that word and he will convert it into text like this. Okay, you're getting a point.
Yes.
So same job is done by the compiler. Okay, now coming back to the history. Okay, so in the year 1969, the C language, this high level language was born. Okay, and Unix operating system was born. Okay, next in the year 1970, growth of Unix because it is open source. So what is mean by open source? What is the actual meaning of open source? So open source mean the source code is freely available in the www, that is World Wide Web. Meaning the open source means the source code is available. You can pull the source code and you can add the features you want, and you can convert it into your own flavor. You're getting the point. So that is the
Yes.
actual meaning of open source. Not like it is that operating system is freely available for use. No, not only for end users. The open source means that you can download the source code and you can add some improvisation or add some of your own coding, so that making it more powerful or making it more customizable. So due to this open source collaboration, this Unix became very, very popular. Earlier it was known as Unix. Okay, right? Now,
Yes.
in again, so growth of Unix because of open source and everything. Then in the 1980s, companies started developing their own Unix. Okay, that is own Unix means that their own operating system. Even now we have ABM AX, then Solaris Sun OS, Sun operating system, HP Unix. Okay, you're getting it,
Yes.
right? Then afterwards, when companies started their own operating system, in the 1980s, birth of free software movement. So what is this free software movement? So this means they made even more software. So GNU project means it is a project where the software was made available to common public. Okay, okay. So
Okay.
GNU means it is, what is the observation for? So GNU means it is not Unix. Okay, please note it if you want it.
Okay. Noted.
Okay, so GNU means not, the full form of GNU is GNU, which is not a Unix like operating system. So it is not Unix, it is much more powerful. Then in the year 1990, a software engineer graduate, his name is Linus Torvalds. So he is the father of Linux. Okay, so please note this point. So Linus Torvalds is the father of Linux, and he put the kernel source code online. Okay, so he added one component called as kernel. So then it gave birth to a Linux operating system. Okay, you're getting it. So this resulted in Linux operating system, which is of more power than the Unix. Okay, see, all updates are available, free software licensing, access to source code. So even you can download the source code. Okay, see, I will show you. So Linux source code, download. See, this is the Torvalds Linux. So this is the licenses. Okay, if you are good in development, so you can also start. See, this is the kernel. So this he added, this feature he added. Do you see here? So these and all trace is there. Hmm. So if you are good in C programming, you can also even study and contribute. You're getting it. So that is the mean. So
Yes.
like this, the source code is available. That is the meaning of open source. So you can download the entire code and you can add your own components. Okay, but our focus is not on the development. Okay, our focus is more on the end user, the administration of this beautiful operating system. Okay, now you already know why you use Linux. It is free operating system, or it is open source, right? And it is low cost, very stable. Okay, as it is, and remember it is a command line interface. So I will talk about more on command line interface in a little while, right? So it is best suitable for web servers because it is very, the image size will be very less. Okay, and everything is a file, isn't it? See,
Yes.
see, now I will compare. Now this is also an operating system. So this is a Windows operating system. But everything is graphical here. You can see, you can move the mouse around and you can double click. If you want to open any folder, you have to double click, all those things, right? And you cannot see, for example, if I go inside the program files, now this is a Google Chrome application recovery. So these are all configuration files. I cannot open this. But whereas in Linux, there is a option to open some of the file. The configuration files are very simple text-based files. I will show you when we install that. Right?
Yes.
Okay. See, what is the Linux and Unix? So it is an open source operating system, not operating software. Okay. It is a open source operating system. It is freely available, but whereas Unix is a only copyright users. So what are the flavors in Linux? It is Ubuntu, Red Hat, Fedora, etc. In Unix, it is IBM, HPUX, Sun Solaris. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Nowadays, Linux is in great demand. Okay, so you will understand. So even now, Linux is predominantly used. Okay, then cost, it is freely available software, so then it is very cheap. Okay, and usage, Linux is used from everywhere, servers to your personal desktop also you can use. Okay, and you can also have a Linux server with the graphical user interface, though that also it is possible. You're getting it, right?
Yes.
And interface also it is having. So now I told, right? So this is very important. So what do you mean by interface? So even so, that is also a, now come back to this diagram. Now imagine this, you have installed a Linux, so you need some intermediate person, right? So now this is Linux operating system, or you can say, you can consider this as a kernel. Now kernel will not understand our command, this one. You're getting it?
Yes.
So come back to this scenario. So now think that he is a Linux kernel and we are a user. Now you are passing some command like cat, like ls, or ping. So these are the commands. So when I say command line interface, you need to pass the commands to the kernel, but this will not understand. It does not understand. So you need a interpreter. So that interpreter is a shell. With respect to the Linux operating system, shell is the interface. See, that is called bash. Bash means born again shell. That is why BASH. Okay, I will show you once we install everything, I will show you everything. Okay, so that is why. So what will happen, we will issue the command to the bash, this guy, and this will convert it into the machine level language and it will get the job done. Say, that is why I gave you this example earlier. Okay, so this is a shell. So in with respect to, so we are humans and this is a Linux operating system, and to Linux operating system we will issue commands using the shell. So this is a shell. Clear?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So it supports multiple file system. So now what is file system? So file system is a way of organizing your files inside your operating system. Now if I go back in the Windows, if you can see here, if you this PC, see this is a file system. If you right click and click on the properties, so this also has a some file system. So this the file system is NTFS, which Windows is making use of to store your files. Why file system is important? Because see again that is a very big concept, but I will explain it to you in a very simple way. File system means, for example, if you go to a library, if you dump all the books without naming them, without putting in a rack, so how much time it will take to search one book? Tell me.
More, more time.
So you will not able to, suppose there are 10,000 books and without proper indexing, or else okay, forgot about library. Now imagine you have a 5,000 page book. Now without contents, sorry, table of contents. So if you want to find and without any page number, so how will you find one content? You have to search all the pages, right? Again,
Yes. Yes.
isn't it? So suppose you have to go to the, you want to see one content. For example, what is Linux operating system? It was in the page, some page number. You don't know. Either you have to bookmark putting some scale, or else otherwise you will forget. Otherwise, if you have some index, then the index will tell, okay, boss, this is in this page. So that is why. So operating system requires that sort of file system. So it will organize. So every file will be allocated some sort of memory, and that memory will have that address. So for that reason, the file system is important. Clear? So Linux file
Yes.
system is very, very important. Okay, see as you can see here, so it supports a lot of file system. Okay, so Linux is a Unix clone, behave like a Unix. So it does not require any additional clone programming skills. And Linux is just a kernel. So if you can talk to the kernel, then your job is done. Okay, and it provides higher security. Linux has about 60 to 100 viruses listed till date only. So whereas it has more number of viruses. Okay, and it is open source. It will be continuously developed and making it almost 100% bug free. So as you can see, the most popular is Ubuntu, Fedora, Mint, OpenSUSE. Okay, so we will be talking about Ubuntu, and then we'll be talking about Red Hat more. Okay, not any other flavors. We'll be talking about only Ubuntu and Red Hat operating system. Okay, so we will be using Red Hat and Ubuntu. Clear? Any doubts
Yes.
so far?
No doubts.
Okay, so as you can see, now Linux has various distributions. So what do you mean by distributions? Like we have in Windows, no? So Windows started from Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows 2000, Windows Server 2012, Windows XP, Windows XP, so Professional. So these are called distribution. Same mother operating system is same, but they will have different flavors. So similar, I mean distributions. Similarly, Linux also has popular distributions. That popular one is Red Hat. So why Red Hat? So Red Hat is a commercial company who started developing on top of the Linux operating system, and they tagged their own operating system, and they provide support. Support means technical support, and the Red Hat is not free. Okay, Red Hat is not free like Ubuntu. It is a paid license. You have to pay to the Red Hat. Okay, so Red Hat is the most popular commercial distribution of company. I mean, it's the most popular commercial company who is distributing the Linux software in the name of Red Hat,
Right.
right? And in our course curriculum, we will be focusing more on RHEL 6 and RHEL 7.
7.
Okay, and these are all again Fedora, Debian. It is not required for a job perspective. Okay, right. So is this until here clear?
Yes.
Okay, and if you want to if you forgot anything, if you want to know about what is the command or everything, there is a one command you should remember, man command, and if you type this, you will come to know. Okay, now before we go into the command, so let us try to first install our first operating system. Okay, now there are two ways to start practicing Linux. First thing, you can install using the virtual box, which I'll be showing it today. The second one is obviously cloud. So you don't require to install. Once you launch an EC2 instance, you will be getting that. Okay, so first we are going to download the Oracle virtual box. Okay, so go to the Google and type Oracle
Okay.
virtual box and click on download, and click on Windows host, and it will download the virtual box. Okay, so and you install it. Click on yes, it will start installing, and click next, 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 and it will install. Very simple, straightforward procedure. And click on finish. So as you can see, it is a now it is a virtual box. Why virtual box? Because virtual box meaning we need to install one more operating system, because Linux is also an operating system, right? So when I'm using Windows, I cannot use another operating system, but we need a way to install another operating system on top of the Windows. So in order to achieve that, we have Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager. So this you can also consider as a hypervisor for our local desktops or laptops. So this you can install one more Windows operating system or one more Linux operating system on top of this. You are getting it? So this
Yes.
is just like a hypervisor you can consider, or it's a virtual layer. Okay, now it is asking for add, right? But now let me ask you one question. Now you purchased one new laptop. Now you have to install a operating system. So what will you do? You will insert
First,
CD. Yeah,
yes.
you will insert CD or a pen drive, right? But you need, so
Yes.
but we don't have anything, no? See, it is asking
Yes.
for the folder. If you have to create a new virtual machine, it is asking for the ISO image. So where we can get that? So cancel this, minimize it, and again go to Google, click on download RHL6 ISO. Okay, and then go to the, see, you will be go to the access.redhat.com downloads, and here you can download. So you can search here, go inside. Okay, you have to register first. Okay, and click next. So how you can register? Simple, as you register for your Gmail or Facebook, right? Same way you can register. As I have already registered, so I have my own Red Hat account. If you want, you can save, or else not required. Okay, see, it is asking for a active subscription. Okay, because the older ones it is not. Okay, so as you can see, you can only try the whatever is available. See, a single 60-day self-supported business Red Hat Enterprise Linux server. So you can download it. So you can start the free trial if you want. Otherwise, you can leave it as it is. Okay, or else there will be other websites you can get it. 1 second. Let me go to Google again. RHL6 free download ISO. Yeah, you can click here. Wait a minute. Ah, not this one. 1 minute. See, as you can see, for now, it is only the latest is 8.7.0, and the 9.1 beta is only available. See, the older versions are not available. Okay, and in the 7 is available. I'm looking for 6 actually. Mm, okay, we'll do, we'll download only 7. Okay, the commands are almost one and the same. So we are going to download
Okay.
the this one. So as you can see, it is 4.22 GB. Okay, so download the 7.9.0. Okay, so let us So let us download this 4.22 GB. So let it complete. It will take some 5 to 6 minutes. So meanwhile, if you have any
Oh,
doubt, you can ask me.
ah, 1 second bro. ಯಾರೋ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ 1 ನಿಮಿಷ ಡೋರ್ One second bro ಬಂದೆ ಸಾರಿ. ಅಪ್ಪ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತೆ. ಹಾ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಹಾ ಹೇಳು.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, as you can see, the download is completed and it is available under download. So it will be like this. So go here and click on new, and you can name it as RHEL7. And what is the version? RHEL 7.9. So you can also say name it as RHEL 7.9. Okay, and so this is the folder where this virtual box will start creating the files. Okay, so you can select C users within VirtualBox VMs, and you have to select the VMs. So ISO image, which one you want to select? So wait a minute. So select other, go to the downloads and select our
On point.
ISO image. Okay,
This
is
one.
this clear until
Okay.
this? So this is just a
Yes.
naming I have given. This is the path where this application Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager will create files related to our setup. Okay, and then we are going to select next. Okay, so as you can see, it will create a VBox username and password. It is change me it has created. You can keep it as it is, or you can give it your own name. So I will give it as Red Hat. So, and password also I will change it to Red Hat. Okay, for simplicity.
Okay.
Okay, and then what is this? Yeah, so now it should not be space. So RHEL without space 7.9. Okay, and domain name myguest.virtualbox.org. So let it be as it is. Okay, no problem. Or if you want, you can change it later, but for now you keep it default. Go to next, and this is the memory how much you want to give. Okay, so
Okay.
for now I am giving the, you can give 4 GB also, or 3 GB also. Okay, for now 3 GB is sufficient, and 1 CPU is more than enough, or 2 GB also is enough, 2048. Okay, let it be 2 GB and click on next. Okay, now how many disks? So 20 GB disk we will keep it. Okay, so virtual hard disk. See, every operating system hard require hard disk, no? Like this Windows
Yes.
require a hard disk here. See, so these are this disk, and these are three physical, sorry, logical partition, one
Yes.
to three. Okay, so if you want, you can extend to 2 TB also, but we don't have 2 TB. Okay, 20 GB. Yeah, so select 20 GB and you can select less also if you want. Okay, I'm going to select 8 GB. Okay, now this is a summary and click finish. Okay, so as you can see, now it has started to power up the our virtual machine. Now this is called virtual machine. Now it has started spinning. So as you can see, so as you can see on screen, it is creating the file system, everything it is creating. See here. So let it wait. So let it complete. Okay.
Okay.
Where is the recorder? Just a second. See, it has started. Okay.
Okay.
So you're getting it. So I can run commands.
Yes.
Okay. Cat, who am I, root, right? So now, right control, second. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ.
Okay.
Why it is not coming out from the internal tab?
Not.
Just a minute.